Welcome to a special bonus series by the Ed Answer Key. In this series, you're about to step into an extraordinary conversation with 5 lifelong friends who first met in kindergarten over 65 years ago. These friends came together in the heart of a tight-knit Indianapolis community and went on to achieve greatness through the strength of their families, their school, and each other. This journey is rich with the wisdom that only decades of friendship can bring, along with stories that will make you laugh, reflect, and maybe even shed a tear. So get comfortable as we explore a unique legacy of resilience, community, and the pursuit of excellence. Y'all have any specific career goals or aspirations when you were young?
Well, I had so many, and none of them came to fruition. In high school, I actually worked. They had that work program where you go to school half day and then to work. And the first one was at Community Hospital on the east side, Doctors would write the note, so I knew all the codes, and I had to transcribe his notes to the patient's chart. Oh, wow. Because everything was handwritten. And so that was my job, and then I would catch that bus and go to school. And then the next year in the program, I was at Sears, which I loved, working at Sears printing. All those signs you see in Sears, well, we don't have Sears anymore. No, Sears and Roebuck.
It was around for
know
years,
what I'm talking about.
Right.
Yeah, well, all the signs in the store, I printed those. So I was up in the print shop. So they would call me down because I was young and slender and all that. So they needed me for certain things. And that's where I became a model for Sears. And I have the pictures in my mother's family Bible. I made the newspaper and one of the magazines. I have those pictures in that Bible. I think on one of them I was a cowgirl. I had on the fringes and the hats and the little short skirt, and I never took that anywhere. But my favorite one was I went to school to be a stewardess. At that time, you had to do your work at home, and I went to Kansas City for the finishing part. And they taught you the etiquette and how to walk and all that stuff down the plane. Well, lo and behold, when I got home, Snooky and we got married. And people don't believe this, but in that day, they wouldn't hire you if you couldn't be married, you couldn't have children, to be a stewardess because of what you were doing. And we got married. I never worked a day.
Wow.
So I ended up with IPS and working with children.
I knew I wanted to be a teacher from the time I was 4 years old. Because my Sunday school teacher, I loved her. Oh my God, I love Altheria. And so, and then when I went to kindergarten and first grade, I loved every last one of my teachers at School 26.
Me too.
Miss Fletcher.
Oh, that's my
She
favorite.
was beautiful and tall and stately, and all of the teachers dressed well.
And Mr. Boyd.
Yeah, I mean, and the men were always suiting and booting.
Just
They
like
were well
Snooki.
dressed. They always had on a jacket and a tie and a shirt, and I thought they were rich. I thought, I'm going to be a teacher.
Well, they set
And I
the
loved
tone
them.
for us.
They did. So I've always known all my life that I wanted to be an educator.
What do you want to be, Jeannie?
Well, I thought at one time I wanted to be a lawyer. I went to classes and decided I don't think I want to do this. I guess the language or the terminology and trying to keep up with business law or something, I think was just too much.
Well, I thought at first I was going to be a teacher because that's when I went to Purdue. I was in education. And then we got married. And then I changed up because I started going to Ball State in nursing.
I remember
And spent spent all of my life in the medical field. So,
I always wanted to be an airline stewardess too, but at that time the requirements, you had to be a certain height. And I was too short. You know, I was real little in height and weight and everything. But went into the insurance as a biller and there 26 years, and then I went to hospital as a biller. So it's like I've been in the system for insurance for years. But my main thing was to be an airline stewardess. Oh, you're too short.
Thanks so much for joining us for this episode of the Ed Answer Key. Your support means the world to us. Be sure to stay in the loop about upcoming topics by downloading our free podcast companion at www.edanswerkey.com. So until next time, class dismissed.